Today we're going to smoke a tri-tip. It's a little over 2 pounds. So stay tuned. Okay, so I've got the tri-tip, and what I did was I skinned a little bit of the hard fat off, depending on where you get it, how you get it. It might have a little bit of fat on it. You want to leave some good fat on there, at least I do. It helps keep it moist, but for the most part, I mean, that's all the fat I had off of it, and it's pretty much just tough. It's not going to render down. So we're going to take this tri-tip, and the thing about them is a tri-tip has 2 directions of grain. You got this bigger piece down here, the grains run this way, and on this end they run this way. So be mindful of that when you're slicing it up when it's all done, because if you cut it with the grain, it's going to be a little tougher. These are mainly like a roast, but you can smoke them up pretty good, and if you do them right, they're going to be tender. What I'm going to do is go a little bit extra step today, and I'm going to go ahead and inject a little bit of beef broth. Just something we pick up from the store. I'm going to inject a little bit of beef broth, and what I do is I make sure that I go with the grain to inject it. That way it gets into the fibers of the meat real good. So I'm going to inject it up. You don't have to go crazy with this thing, you know, just you want to hit different spots. And it gets a little messy sometimes. Okay, and then I'm going to go on this side, and I'm going to just hit a few spots. You can pick these injectors up relatively cheap at like Walmart. They're not very expensive. And if you decide to inject meat and things, you'll get kind of a better, juicier product. Okay, so we've got that done. We're going to move along to the binder, and today I'm just using some Worcestershire. You don't have to do this. That previous step of injecting and all that, you can skip that. You could put this on the smoker with very minimal seasonings, rubs, whatever. I just kind of like the taste of the Worcestershire, and it helps hold that binding agent down. Okay, so we're going to use a new seasoning that we picked up from the Bearded Butchers, and I'm not promoting them or anything, just something I like. This is called black seasoning, and it's a good seasoning for meats. It has a coffee and molasses type base, and it's really good. I'm going very easy here because I don't want to spread it all over the counter. My wife will kill me. Just kind of put it on, you know, kind of liberal. Whatever type of seasonings you want. Get the ends. Make sure I got them all. That fat that I left on there and everything, that will render down, and it helps just keep the meat juicy. Okay. So I think I got enough of that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and let this rest in the refrigerator for a while, maybe an hour or two, and let the injection of the beef broth absorb into the meat a little bit, let the rub absorb into the meat a little bit, and then we'll be back and we'll put it on the smoker. So I'll meet you back then. Okay, so it's been a couple hours in the fridge, and I've taken the tri-tip out to let it get a little bit closer to room temperature. Let me show you what it looks like. See, I've got my meter probe in it, so I'm going to be able to track the temperature during the cook. So we'll go ahead and head out to the smoker, and I'll see you out there. Okay, so we're out here at the smoker, and I've got it set at 225 degrees. We're going to smoke it low and slow. I've got a blend of maple, hickory, and cherry today that I'm going to smoke these up. A little breezy out here today. So let's go ahead and get this tri-tip on the smoker, and we'll go from there. Okay, so I got the tri-tip on. I got a smoke chamber back there to give it extra smoke. Really doesn't need it, but I'm going to use it anyway. It gives it a good deep smoky flavor. There's the meter probe in there. We're going to let it go, and we'll come back and check it in about an hour. So we will see you then. Okay, so here we are back at the tri-tip on the smoker. It's been about an hour in, so we're going to go ahead and check the internal temperatures. It says it's set around 120, 121 internal. So we're going to give it a check real quick to verify. We shouldn't have too much longer left on this smoke, because then I'm going to go ahead and reverse sear it, or sear it up after the smoke. So we will check our internal temperatures. The meter probe is showing about 120, 121. So we're going to take a few different spots. Yeah, we got right about 120. A little bit warmer there, about 123. And we got about, ooh, that one's about 128. That's alright, because that's a small end. So I kind of expected that one to be a little bit higher. You see my smoking chamber back there is still producing quite a bit of smoke. It burns slow. If you fill that thing up, it should last like 12 hours of extra smoke. Not saying it needs it. But anyway, kind of breezy out here. We'll catch you back here in a little bit. We're going to go ahead and let it finish up to about 130, because I want it to finally make a temp of 140, and that's going to be with a little bit of a sear and a rest. So we'll see you back then. Okay, welcome back. So the meter probe is telling me that it's ready to take off, sitting at 130 degrees. So I'm going to double check it to make sure, and then I'm going to sear it and let it rest and slice it, and it's going to be delicious. I can tell. It smells awesome. So here we are. Good smoke. We're going to double check it. A little bit under there, but that's about 130 right there in the middle. It's definitely 130, 133 on the end, so that's ready. And that one is going to come up to 130 also. So we're good. So what we're going to do is we're going to carefully pull this probe out, because we don't need that anymore. We're going to take this off, and I got my plate in here, and that thing is oh, that's a high sear. That's going to be 564 degrees. We're going to put this on, and be careful. Oh, before I do that, I want to add a little bit. Let me turn this down. Sorry about that. My camera crew is taking a break. I'm going to spray it down a little bit with this vegetable oil spray. And I'm going to put it on the searing plate. And we're going to sear it. Now you want to be careful. And you want to make sure that you keep mindful of your internal temperatures, because I want mine right at the bottom of medium, and that way with the rest it will be right in the middle of the medium. So we're going to just keep an eye on it, because I don't want it to get too hot. Whew. Get a little bit of a sear going on it. I tell you, the heat coming off of this thing. Whew. I'll do this until I get an internal temperature of about 140, and then I'm going to pull it off, let it rest, and it should get to about 145, and that's where we like our meats to come out at, kind of like in the middle of the medium range. If you can see what I'm doing, this end closest to me, off the hot plate there, is done. It's right around 140. I'm trying to let the other end kind of catch up. So if you're doing this like right on the grill, you might want to like put the part that's done a little bit further away from your heat to let the rest of it catch up. So that's what I'm doing. So we'll catch you back here in a little bit when we get ready to pull it off and go let it rest. We'll see you then. Okay, so here we are back in the kitchen. I'm gonna go let this thing rest. All my temperatures across the board there. We're right about 140, 143, so I'm gonna let it rest. I'm gonna put some tin foil over the top of it, just kind of very loosely, just to help keep some of that heat in. And then we'll go ahead and after a 15-minute rest, we'll go ahead and slice it up and see what it looks like. Catch you back then. All right, so here we are. I got my camera crew back, and we're gonna go ahead and slice this up. It's been about 15 minutes rest. And if you remember what I was telling you about the different grains, one runs this way and the other one runs this way. And you can tell, if you flip it, you can usually tell which way the grain is going. This grain's going kind of this way, and that one's going this way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and divide it out. I'm going to take a cut right off of this. And that's going to, ooh, that's nice. Nice. Okay. That's about where I want it, right there. So now I'm going to go ahead and slice this up. And you can make thin slices. I'm going to take a few off of that side. Then I'm going to take a 45 and I'm going to go ahead and slice this way. And I'm telling you people, it helps if you have a sharp knife. That is almost like a brisket right there, and it's just a little tough to pull apart because it's a tri-tip, but excuse me, that is really good. So anyway, that's how you smoke a tri-tip at 225. If you want different levels of doneness for your meat, I'm including a chart, and just remember to go about 10 degrees lower on the smoker or on your barbecue to allow 10 minutes for when you sear it. It's going to come up a little bit, and then you want to pull it off and give it a 5-minute rest or 15-minute rest. So that will be your ending temperature. So you're looking at about 10 degrees after your cook. Just keep a thermometer on it in it and keep track of it, and you should be good to go. So we'll see you next time.